In the tradition of the sages, I am the Rastafari, Ito, Ayman, and you are now in tune. Only one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. It's not what you say, but how you say it. The objective is communication. Effective communication is the objective. What do the listener receive? What the deliverer say must be conducive. It must be aligned with the time. It must be Nuwabu. It must be the Anunnaki spiritual science. One cannot say that the word Sabah is Shabazz, when in Quran chapter 34, which the title of the chapter was taken from, that of a city of the same name, i.e. Sabah, Sheba, which was situated in Yemen and which was destroyed by a flood. In that chapter, this city was a warning to all nations that were made great and fell into luxurious habits. Note that the so-called OLMEC culture lasted only 600 years. Stay tuned now. That is, from 300 BC to around 900. And note, it is written from 900 to 300. BC, that is before Christ, 300 BC to around 900 BC, which was 600 years. And as scholars, etc., say, they seemingly disappeared. They left their monuments, colossal heads, behind. Note that these heads were found 50 yards away into the jungle from the beaches, from the mainlands, 50 yards. They stayed 600 years, and these heads were moved 50 yards. This was for a reason. This was depicting the Dogon wisdom of every 60 years there's a Sigu feast. The Dogon say they do it to renew the earth, depicting Ptolo, the smallest star, rotation around the big star, the brightly shining star Sirius. They left their monument and colossal heads behind. Check. The red people inhabited the land after them, even though they were there before them. Hold tight. These red people, called Maya today, are same as Hopi and other so-called Indians of the Americas. They are all akin. These are the people who were sent underground to emerge after the floods by the true Maya, i.e. masters of this illusion. Note, in the Sanskrit, Maya is illusion. The Anunnaki, yes, I. The red man was given the law by Anunnaki, i.e. the sky people, to keep the balance of earth until they return. It is troubling that our black scholars are so fixated on Africa they cannot see beyond it, when it is common knowledge today that Nangis-Zida, son of Enki, master of genetics and other sciences, called Tahuti, i.e. Thoth, the emerald tablets, Thoth, same one, in ancient Egypt, went with his people to Central America, etc., after he was seemingly deposed by his brother Marduk. He became known as Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent. Note, they in Central America built the pyramids in a different way. Unlike the ones in Egypt, these men, masters of the life force, were great artists. They were also known as the scatterers, which is depicted by Surah 51, Holy Quran. They were the ones who broadcast or scattered the message in stone to the four corners of the earth. You will find these same gods under different guises in different lands. In Cambodia, they are known as the Nagas. They are creative. Now, they are doing crop circles. And you are now in tune. On the one, the force itself of this time, we call the Master Blaster Janin. Some cultures were here already, and some came from across the sea, like the OLMEC. What nonsense and confusion. In 300 BC, when thought came to Central America, Egypt was at the height of the pyramid building. All these actions were for size. They stayed in Central America only 600 years. From 300 to 900 BC is illustrated. It illustrates the numerology of the flood every 6,000 years, as Noah was 600 when the floods came. Anunakki had been traveling back and forth to Earth and around it many years before. They left this wisdom with the red man in Central America through works called the Books of Chilam Balaam and the Popol Vuh. When they came to Central America, they set up skyports among the natives already there and gave them divine instructions. Thought, or Quetzalcoatl, were who the so-called Maya were waiting for when the Spanish came and wreaked havoc on them. Remember the movie Apocalypto? They were not waiting on a white man like the evil, ignorant scholars want us to believe. The plum serpent had lived among them as a god and taught them and left them and then promised to return. And they were awaiting him down through the generations. They lived unknown and untouched by the outside world until Cortes came. There was a time when professionalism and ethics, men and women had integrity in America. Now, anything goes. The creed and motto of the day is, one has a right to believe what he wants to. When it comes down to one can say what he wish and not be held accountable, it's then time for a revolution. Some say OLMEC culture precedes the Maya. OLMEC are the Maya. The Indians or the Mexican people called Maya inherited the culture. They are created people of the so-called OLMEC. OLMEC is not part of so-called Maya culture. OLMEC is the Maya culture. Let me explain. These beings called OLMEC are the same beings called ancient Egyptians, and they are those who to earth came from heaven in the beginning. They are the mighty Anunnaki, and you are now in tune. On the one, the force itself, at this time, we call it the Master Blaster Janin. I am your brother, the Rastafari, the messenger, Aital Ayman I. Yes, I.